What's going on, Packers fans? Aaron Nagler here, joined by Bill Schmid of the Packers Radio Network, back with another Carry the G Radio, the podcast episode. After a brutal preseason game, we've had a couple weeks of training camp. I thought, hey, we should talk to Billy. Billy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm much better because we're a long time removed from that thrilling preseason game that you mentioned from Saturday night. There's a lot of time, Nags, where we get to watch games and people say it's work. It never feels like work.
Yeah,
that fourth quarter
on Saturday night.
That fourth quarter happened, and
it was feeling like work. No doubt about it. But, I thought it'd be a good opportunity here in the middle of the week. Packers are on an off day. They're traveling to Indianapolis for their joint practice and their second preseason game. I thought I'd circle back and talk to you because, look, we're approaching rapidly the start of Packers season, which means, of course, the return of Carry the G Radio every Tuesday at 97.3 The Game across this great state of Wisconsin. Billy, I am pumped up to be with you again this season.
I don't say it hyperbolically. It is my favorite time of the week to be able to chop it up, talk football. And I think it's also the best time of the week to do it, right? Where it's still have the game in your rearview mirror, but you're starting to want to look at the next game, right? Especially after a win. I actually think more of, you're like, we got to go and make this thing 2 in a row, right? We got to add to it. And when the winning ways go, you're able to continue to pick up some more traction. So I'm fired up about it. Can't wait to get rolling. But listen, don't blink twice because it goes really, really quick. And all of a sudden we're going to be talking. It's going to be week 10.
Dude, I remember that last season. There was a legit morning where I was getting ready to hop on with you, and it was week 9, I think. And I thought, wait, wasn't it just opening weekend?
Yes.
Like, man, yeah, it flies. It flies. But we're not there yet. We are in the depths of training camp. Actually, we're getting kind of towards the end of training camp here for the Green Bay Packers. Only a handful of practices available for the public to watch. 2 of them are joint practices, one in Indy, one in Green Bay next week. And then the 2 preseason games. And then let's go. Let's fire it up for real. I wanted to talk to you today about the roster, the state of the roster. And look, the number one thing, probably the headline right now in Green Bay is the injuries. So you can't ignore it. It's part of the gig. Hopefully, I mean, knock wood right here, none of these injuries sound like they're going to bleed into the regular season outside of Christian Watson, who we knew was not going to be ready for the start of the season. So if there is a silver lining, they're supposed to be all ready. Are you buying that, Billy? Number one right out of the gate. Are we thinking, every one of these guys, whether we're talking Jaden Reed in a boot, whether we're talking Xavier McKinney being shut down, we're talking Nate Hobbs coming in and hitting everybody, including his own teammates, and then getting shut down. Are we buying that they're all going to be there week 1?
I would presume almost all. The one that the couple that I'm questioning, and I don't know, you didn't include him in there on like the for sure is Dontavian Wicks, because I don't know that we know a whole lot of that deal.
He has not done much, right?
Much at all. And for a receiving room that has as much competition in it as that one does, and has, let's just call it what it is, a rookie stealing the show every day.
Seriously.
Like a rookie stealing the show every day, and Savion Williams, your draft crush, has not been all that far behind. Like when he's been on the field, he's looked a lot better and more polished than I thought he would as a wide receiver. I knew he would be a gadget guy. And if it wasn't for the wildness that was the special teams deals with Mecole Hardman on Saturday night, like I thought he was for sure making the football team. So for Wicks to still be out and there to be just a really mum's the word about it, I don't know that he's ready for week 1. I think the quarterback is 1,000% ready for week 1. That to me is let's just not let this possibly nag you. Let's just get it done, be cool, and you'll be back in a week. The Hobbs one is initially I'm like, well, that's convenient. That's convenient. My man keeps running into guys, collision right after, LaFleur mentions it. And then with you guys in the press room goes, yeah, I think it was a collision out there. You could tell he's like, yeah, what did I tell you was going to happen? What did I tell you was going to happen?
Friendly fire, baby.
I think he's ready, but I mean, week 1 and 2, because that's what 5 days after.
I mean,
If you're out for week 1, you're probably out for week 2. That's the one I'm more questioning. But McKinney, for the fluidity of the defense, I don't know how you feel. That to me is the biggest one, because I think he gives you most confidence with everybody else around, right? Javon Bullard, year number 2. Evan Williams, year number 2. You already have changing and moving parts on the outside. You got to have one constant. And a calf is something that you would think can linger. I'm most concerned about 29 out of all of the guys right now that have come up lame.
I mean, he's 100% the most important player on the defensive side of the ball. And I say that with all due respect to Rashawn Gary, to Edrin Cooper, to all these guys, because, man, there's talent on that side, obviously, but holy cow, you miss him and you're in a world of hurt on the back end, just as far as, like you're talking about, disguise, things you can do as far as making sure that the captain / quarterback of the defense is kind of ready to go and has everyone in the right place. And you've seen the communication. You've been out there in those practices, the communication between him and Evan Williams, between him and Javon Bullard, pre-snap, let alone post-snap. That's not easy to replicate, and it's not something you can easily replace. So yeah, it's that is one to watch, no doubt about it. But you talked about Wicks and the wide receivers. Let's start there. Let's start with, okay, they're really banged up right now. I mean, they're picking guys up. They're cutting guys with injury designations. They're juggling right now because they have to, right? I'm fascinated to see what happens over the course of the joint practices and the preseason games when it comes to the young guys, and I include Malik Heath there, though in the pantheon of the Packers, he's one of the older guys. But these young guys who have an opportunity now, you're talking about Golden putting on a show each and every day, and that is no doubt the truth. But man, there have been moments for each one of these guys, right? Whether it's Julian Hicks, whether it's Malik Heath, although he had a rough drop in the preseason game. Cornelius Johnson, though I know he dropped out yesterday. Yeah. It's like each one of these guys has had a moment or two. It's going to be fascinating to see with the kind of bump up, so to speak, into, you got to think a lot of these guys are going to get more opportunities with at least the 2s, if not the 1s, because of everybody being on the sideline. Man, here's an opportunity, kids. Go. Who's going to run with it? To me, that's what's going to be kind of fascinating to watch over the course of the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, and there's a number of guys that I think could say, you mentioned Johnson, they clearly like him, right?
Yes.
And Shepard was one of the later guys brought in from Colorado, and he also looks the part. And whenever he's played at practice, he's looked good. You only are as good as your opportunity, right? And there's a massive opportunity because you do have to play. You got 60 minutes in these next 2 games. And to your point, the guys that you would have thought played a certain amount in the earlier portion of the game, they're all on the back burner.
Yeah. Yep.
And Heath, I've done the mathematics. Like I've loved Will Shepard playing out there.
Right.
It's going to be an uphill climb, young man. The same with Cornelius Johnson. But to me, it's been Heath and Hardman for like maybe that last spot. And while Hardman did not help himself on Saturday night
at all,
to your point, I don't know that Malik Heath really took that ball and theoretically ran with it.
No, he dropped it. He dropped it
out
there in the right flat. He dropped it.
Yeah. But it was right there in the grasp, and you were unable to go with it. So you made a great joke at me last year, and I deserved it, because I was like, man, my man Ben Sims, how are we going to keep Ben Sims? You said, Billy, there's a Ben Sims on every fucking team in the National Football League.
There is.
Somebody's saying, how on earth are we going to lose this guy?
There is.
But there's like 4 really open spots, it feels like. And that wide receiver one, somebody could go and say, I deserve to be in this 2-man race. And the Packers are always open to listening to that person that's trying to make a late push.
Absolutely. And what's frustrating, though, if you're one of those guys, think about this. You finally get this opportunity, right? You got this bevy of injuries in front of you. All right, I'm going to make my bones. I'm going to state my case with Malik Willis at quarterback. Like, it's just not the same. It's just, okay, great, you're making plays with Malik, but what an opportunity it would have been if you had been able to play with Jordan Love, if you've been able to show, Jordan knows, like, me and how I break on this particular concept and where to put the ball, and like he knows where to sit down in the zone, and he knows I'm seeing it the same way Jordan is. That's how you win a spot, right? Yeah. That, along with your special teams play. But, you got to do with what you got, and just the opportunities to be on the field will certainly be exciting. But you mentioned Ben Sims. Let's talk about the tight end position, because I think Ben's had a solid camp.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, I think John Fitzpatrick, right now, I'd put him at tight end 3. Obviously, you got Kraft and Musgrave, no question about it. And, hey, shout out to Musgrave, because I talked all offseason about what a quiet summer he had last year. It has been anything but quiet. I don't think it's been perfect, but he has absolutely shown up day after day, especially over the course of like the last 2 weeks or so. Some incredible catches almost every day. And after those two, because those are your 2 tight ends, that. I'm telling you, man, Fitzpatrick, and even in some of the move stuff that like to do out of the backfield, he's looked legit.
I'll feel okay if he plays, right? Like I'm feeling very okay if he's on the team, and I'm right there with you. I think he's definitely outperformed Sims in this spot. Agreed. And Sims was one of the only guys that I can really remember in recent memory that they did pluck off somebody else's roster.
The Vikings, right?
The Vikings, when he was a rookie coming out of Baylor. So they got Fitzpatrick from the Texans last year, if that sounds...
I can't remember. I think it was the Falcons.
Falcons, yes, Falcons. Yeah. So again, he's been around. He's been a couple organizations. He does look like an NFL player. And while we were on the perch, his I don't know if his wife, girlfriend, or whatever, they were talking after practice, and then a couple of kids went up and asked him for his autograph, and you could tell like she was like, "Go do it." Go do it. You're on the team. Come on, go do it.
Bless her. That's great.
I do think he's going to have to get a little bit more comfortable with it, because he has played well enough to be in that group on that unit. And did a lot of shows about this last year, but I do believe you're going to need the bigger bodies on special teams in the kick return and coverage game, because the new kickoff is actually going to be a weapon. Like, you're going to see
a little more active. Yes.
A little more active. And a bigger body like that is going to make it, I think, more than a DB.
Let's look at the quarterbacks real quick, because obviously, like we just talked about, Jordan's on the shelf now, and Malik Willis has got opportunities, and those are your quarterbacks, right? They'll be on the 53, no question about it. Then it's do we keep a third quarterback at all, right? Now, obviously, probably one on the practice squad, but I'm not sold on either of these guys. And I want to see more out of Air Canada. I think Clifford is who he is.
Yes.
Which is a fringe NFL player. I think is a
fair way of putting it.
Charitable. Thanks. Fair. Yeah. I think it's a fair way of categorizing him. But man, neither one of these guys has really done much to convince the Packers, we got to keep this guy around.
I want it to be Elgersma so bad.
I know. Because the tools are there, right?
The
tools are absolutely there.
Yeah. And I mean, at least in the individual work, you've gotten a better look at it when you were at practice than I, but it appeared like he's got tools, right? Like Mel Kiper deal.
Drive the ball.
Jumps off his hand, can drive the football into a small window.
Make all the throws, Billy. He can make all the throws. Yes.
He's got talent. He's got the movement. It looks like his footwork's not that bad. They know way more about it than any of us do. But you know who Sean Clifford is, and that is, like you said, a fringe NFL player. Hey, man, that's a 1% of 1%er. Congratulations.
No it's not a denigration. It's not talking about how he sucks. It's just who he is in the pantheon and the ecosphere of the NFL.
But let's say it what it is. If one of them had to go in week 7 because of the catastrophic situation has gone in,
Billy,
I'd prefer to go with the higher ceiling than the higher floor. And I think
at that point, that would be, It's funny.
But it all comes down to how much he knows of the offense, because that's the only.
And that's the concern. That's the concern, because every time they've done anything in teams, like he's had like maybe a handful of moments where, that looked natural. That looked good. That looked like he was on the same page with everybody. Blah 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 blah. And look, I understand, especially when you're running number 4, right? Like, you're not going to be on the same page with guys. Like, it's a motley crew. It's a motley collection working together at that point. But it just hasn't looked fluid at all as far as running the offense, knowing where your check down is, playing in rhythm. And I get it. There's context there, but I wanted a little more in that regard.
But you know what, Nags? I saw him doing some footwork work after practice on Tuesday. It's happening. Putting in the time.
Ready to go.
Putting in the time.
I love the after practice stuff. It's always great. Like, Because I remember when I first started going to training camp practices and people would do that stuff, I would like run to Cheesehead TV and like, so and so is putting in extra work. Like it was like this monster deal. It was like this was gonna be the key to unlocking his superstardom.
This guy wants it more.
He wants it so much more than everybody else.
The after practice thing though, and you saw it as well. Dude, I thought the best, and I know we're getting off on a tangent here. Christian Watson to me is the after practice superstar. Dude, he looks phenomenal. And I know there's people have had differing opinions on Christian throughout his Packers career, but it feels like unanimously people are rooting for him.
Yes.
Right. And the work that he's doing on the side to try to get back and as quickly as possible, more people would be rooting for him if we were able to show, highlight, and give more to it.
It looks incredible for a dude who suffered an ACL injury in late December, early January.
Late December. He's 8 months out.
It's insane. And I understand ACLs have come a long way, the medicine around it, the rehab around it. I get all that. But even with all that said, it's nuts how well he looks, how well he's cutting, how well he's running. Like I've been insanely impressed with how good he looks at practice.
Pumped for it. And then the after practice thing. I mean, this was last week, Thursday. It was a light day, so it was an earlier end of practice before they got into the preseason game. He goes out there for a 30-minute workout while I'm finishing the radio show, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be the only person in this building, and the security people are gonna be looking at me saying, "Hey, bud,
hey, you gotta go.
Let's wrap it up." Watson was working out. There was probably 40 to 50 kids that all stayed to watch him go through a workout by himself. And one man came over and made sure every single one of them left with a picture and an autograph. Like there's a lot to cheer for. And I'm excited to see him hopefully get in here sooner rather than later. You heard Goody, and I'm 1,000%.
Trying not to get excited there, Billy. Trying not to get excited.
We're going to have to pull the reins back on him. We're going to be, he's going to be chopping at the bit to get on out there.
Well, I'm just happy that, the plan per Goody, as you mentioned, is, PUP right away, and then that 4 games, and then we'll see. And I'm telling you, man, that's exciting stuff. Again, for a guy who was injured as late as he was in the season, just the possibility of getting him late October is insane to me.
And the weapon that he kind of became, I'm like, he's performed at the NFL level. He's put up numbers, and at times last year, he was a unique threat that they didn't have.
Well, and he does everything. And that's the thing that kind of drives me nuts, because I know in this fantasy football-driven world, if he goes a few weeks like he did early last year without big production, people always say he's not. The guy sucks. He's a bust, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, he's out there blocking his ass off so Josh Jacobs can get around the edge and rip off a big gain.
Yeah.
And he does it completely selflessly. Have you ever heard Christian Watson complain in any route, like whether it's locker room availability, on social media, any way, shape, or form? Have you ever heard him complain about a lack of involvement or a lack of targets? No, not one time.
No, one of the guys in his room did last year, he handled it better than anybody could have when asked about it. So yeah, I'm there, and I again, this is a podcast topic for maybe 2 or 3 months from now.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised by the time we get to January or December if 9 or 87, and I think depending on how he comes back, one of them is a Green Bay Packer for the future.
Yep, I agree. But you're right. That is a long way away. There's a lot.
We got like 3 more extensions to get, 2 or 3 more extensions to give out before that time.
A lot going to happen between now and then. Okay, let's get back on track and talk about this offensive line. Billy, your ballywick. As far as, what's been happening at left tackle, it's been fascinating that you talk about opportunities like we were talking about earlier with the wide receivers. Jordan Morgan was given this opportunity after an offseason where all we heard was it's going to be a competition. Well, didn't feel like much of a competition through the first, week plus of camp, where it was Rasheed Walker at left tackle.
Yes.
Every single day with the ones. Obviously Jordan got run with the 2s, but every single day, Rasheed Walker, until the fracas where Walker had to run a lap and then pops up with a groin injury. And since that moment, that has been Jordan Morgan's job, and he has played better and better and better each and every day. Because I'll admit that those first 2 practices, okay, it looks solid, but man, there were some rough moments.
Yeah.
And then you get to family night, and there was some solid stuff, but there were some rough moments. But he's just built off of those performances and gotten better and more consistent to the point now where Rasheed Walker, I'll bet you talk about chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
I know he was back doing some team stuff yesterday for the first time since that groin injury happened. He's got to be thinking, get me back in the mix because this kid is out here about to take my job.
Every day he has gotten better, and I'm glad you said it that way because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Like you're not supposed to be the best, the best you're going to be the 3rd or 4th day of camp.
Right.
Especially when my man has practiced there, 6 practices?
That's the other thing.
Last year he got very little to no run at left tackle. And I think the more and more you've seen it, the body and the positioning and the transfer of power and leverage, he looks more like a tackle than I thought he did. I
totally agree. Because I thought those first couple practices, yeah, there's a reason they ran him at guard.
Mm-hmm. But but like how there was a one-on-one, and this is super nerdy, but like the anchor.
Why do you think we're here? Hello, yes.
But like his inside hand to be able to reset and re-anchor on an inside move that Van Ness did, which was a good counter because I think he tried to go speed to power and then realized it was going to get cut off because Morgan can handle a bull rush like at 318 pounds. He's no more than that.
Right.
He can handle a bull rush there. So quickly to try to rip inside, man, he re-anchored and reestablished a base and stayed square the entire time. He's got the legit talent to do it. And you're 1,000% right. I've been saying it whenever Wayne and I are up on the perch at practice. Like Rasheed Walker's going to want to try to get in there soon. And I'm not saying that there's anything contract related. Interesting enough, right? Like, I mean, there's a couple of guys that, we're not getting extension. Huh. Yeah. I think I'm going to miss a week. Like there's some things that happen and there's negotiation that happens. I'm 1,000% with Rasheed Walker. You should be pissed that they're trying to give away your job, but they're trying. And Jordan Morgan is taking the bull by the horns. And I'd be floored, Nags, if they're not at worst rotating at left tackle at some point during the early portion of the season.
And that's what's so funny is I think that's exactly where this is headed, right? Mm-hmm. I mean,
totally.
They did it before. They'll do it again. They've said they're very comfortable doing it at any position, really. But, yeah, I think that's exactly where this is headed. I think Rasheed will most likely be your listed nominal starter, but Jordan will get plenty of work out there, would be my guess, with Sean Ryan holding down right guard.
Well, and that's the other part here, because Sean Ryan last year, they tried to give his job away to Jordan Morgan a number of times. Yep. And then when Jordan Morgan had the shoulder flare up, same deal. I think you and I looked at each other like, dude, Sean's taking that to heart a little bit.
He really took a step last year.
Kept getting better. And this camp, he has kind of said, like, good luck taking this job from me. I know you want to give it away, but good luck. And he's taking that one by the horns. Now, my man Jacob Monk, maybe not as much.
Man,
maybe not as much.
You talk about that's probably no joke. That's probably my biggest disappointment so far this summer. Because I thought, I know I've talked about it a million times here. Like, I thought he looked so much better as the summer went along last year. I thought he performed well in preseason, and then he was just mothballed right for the rest of this season, essentially. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get there to Ray Nitschke and they're going to put Monk out there. And we had read about him running with the ones in the offseason, right? At center and at guard. And I thought, give him an opportunity. Here we go. It has not happened, Billy. It has not happened in any meaningful way. Like, if anything, all the progress I thought I saw him make last summer has not returned. It has completely dissipated. And he has been, I'm not going to say lost, but he certainly does not look like a guy that's going to make this team. And that's probably harsh, but that's what he looks like.
As a 5th round pick last year, he was like a roster lock to me.
Yeah.
And very much a question mark now.
So, yes.
Because if you're the backup center, you're on the team.
Yep. That's how you make it.
That's how you make it. Sean Ryan's the backup center.
Yes.
So I thought that was Monk. That's not anymore. And Donovan Jennings.
I was just going to say, and Donovan Jennings is in that rear view mirror object.
He's like, what's up, dude?
Be closer than they appear. Like 100%.
Yeah, and he's doing anything he can to make it. Now, he did not have a wonderful one-on-one period there, but again, it's a practice.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to, was it 3 holdings and a sack? Like that, you got to make up big time for what Saturday.
One was very ticky-tack.
Okay, well, let's also talk about Adrian Hill and company.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started.
Gentlemen,
boys and girls,
proud of you. I know your mom came to watch you. No one else out of the 70,000 here came to watch you. More importantly, none of us came to listen to you. Turn your damn microphone off.
Oh,
Did you guys get that on the TV broadcast at all?
Not a ton of it, but
my man left it on for a whole play. It was awesome.
No, did he really? I didn't get that. But I was
in the press box. All of a sudden, you hear it.
I was stuck with the Jets broadcast, so maybe they.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they must have been happy. Huh? That's the best thing
in New York, man. What can I
enjoyed?
do?
Yeah,
it's all right.
No, you would have been dying. All of a sudden, it was after one of the 17 holding penalties.
He just left it on.
He just leaves it on. You hear the whistle louder than anything.
Yeah, than anything. It's like burrowing into your brain.
And then you're wondering. You're just hearing the crowd effects. You're like, does he know? Does he know?
No,
he definitely doesn't know. And doesn't. You hear Jordan calling the snap.
Stop. It was like the start of the game.
It was in the second drive.
Second
drive. Love throws the ball, and immediately you hear Hill. Ball's gone. Ball's gone. Ball's gone. Ball's gone. Goes through the whole play, then turns it off. So you know
what made all that shit more annoying? Like the hilarity of this dude forgetting to turn off his mic, notwithstanding. So we get called. I talk about the Packers. Get called for 1 billion holding calls, half of them insanely ticky-tack.
Yes.
And then in that second drive, the Jets, I guess, just strangle Edgerrin Cooper off the edge. I mean,
good way of putting it. Yeah.
And to the point where the guy literally lifted his hands up in the air, telltale sign of, I'm not doing anything. But
not me.
No laundry on the field, and they complete a wide open pass downfield. I was like, we're in midseason form.
Dude, that umpire was excited. He was he threw a ton of flags there. And I'm like, man, not only because I understand why they call holding. I don't really think there's much holding that goes on in the NFL. Like we need to
play.
We need to lock it up. All right, we need to lock it up. That's not why we're calling. Again, I'm not the one that people were trying to say that offensive holding should be a 5-yard penalty. No, make it a 10-yard penalty. Let's just not call it as much.
Yeah, we don't have to call it after every.
Don't have to.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about your first impressions of one Aaron Banks, who I think has had an interesting summer, because certainly it's weird because it's not fully live in practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he has looked as advertised when it comes to physicality, his ability in the run game. My guy had a rough outing against the Jets.
And it wasn't against Quinnen Williams.
No. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I would have given him a little more leeway if it was against Quinnen Williams, who's one of the best 3-tech defensive tackles in football. Yeah, it was head scratching because he's a get off the bus guy. Banks is as advertised on the size perspective, no pause. But like when you see somebody that physically stout, and aggressive, wants to impose some will,
no doubt.
But I don't know how much of it will change if we get a little bit more traction in the ground game. Right?
Yeah, perhaps. You never know. I mean, it is limited sample size, no doubt. Little limited game situations, undoubtedly.
But you're 1,000% right. It has not been like, that's $70 million at guard, and I know it was like 30.
That's not
guaranteed.
The very first call I make the moment free agency starts.
No, it has not been that good.
Not been that. That's just a long way to go. A lot of ball game left, but we'll see. What are we thinking as far as down the line here? Literally, because we mentioned Jennings, we mentioned Monk. Belton has looked legit. I mean, he looks raw as hell.
Yep, but he looks like a starting tackle in the NFL.
Yes, which is crazy because I know Spoon asked the other day, like, he thought about moving him to guard. I'm like, can we just let him play tackle? Like, he looks really good.
Yeah, he looks good. His feet are too good to play inside. Like, he looks too athletic to be that big to play inside.
The thing is I think he could do it. I think, to your point, though, I think you're maybe not wasting it, but like it's better served utilizing that athleticism and that bulk and that strength out of the tackle position. Yeah,
and like you would look at the 1 and 2 right tackles and say, well, One of those guys is your classic right tackle, and the other one is not. Now, the one that is not just got paid as
got paid to be your right tackle.
Got paid to be the right tackle. Maybe one of the highest guys at that position.
Right.
Understandably so, and deserved. But Belton looks like the physically imposing right tackle that offenses would always go for. Jordan Morgan, again, the conversation rotates back to him. The way Belton has played, Rasheed Walker's definitely not on the team in 2026. Right? Like
that's the way it's headed. That's
the way it's headed is that would be it, because you have two guys that both have proven. I don't know that Belton can play left tackle next year, but the traits and the way he has progressed, and from what we get to see at it, if he wants to be coached and takes to it, he could be a very, very good one.
I agree. It's all there. It's all there. So,
but I also like that and this is different, and you've seen it for a lot longer than I have, because you've talked to so many
guys.
Because
I'm older. I'm older. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you took it that way. But like true. They're doing it a different way with him, though, because like you mentioned with Spoon saying, "Oh, how would you try my guard?" That would always be what they're doing.
Yeah,
it does seem like Belton's the lone card over the last number of years where they're not going to play him at different spots. It's let's stick you a tackle.
That was interesting too, because I think it was Matt who said like we're open to it, right? But they're not like a fire hose kind of learn everything but center, which is, to your point, kind of traditionally what they've done. Right?
Always what they've done, yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be fascinating to keep track of over the next year or so. Let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about this defensive tackle rotation and the fact that my guy Kenny Clark is back playing nose. And Devontae Wyatt,
come on,
playing 3 seconds, kind of quiet, kind of having a quiet camp.
Yeah,
having a quiet camp, Billy.
Yeah, 96 has been louder than 95, which I would not have anticipated.
I was not ready for that.
Colby Wooden looks good, looks thicker,
real good.
Like
it's still early, but you talk about like that proverbial year 1 to year 2 jump, where you make a big leap forward progression wise. I'm telling you, man, that's been Colby Wooden this summer.
Big time. From the size perspective, looks like the comfort in the defense, comfort with what he's being asked to do. Wyatt has had a couple of nice, those one-on-one reps, but again, like offensive linemen will say, well, that's a defensive drill. When are we going one-on-one? You don't get a two-way go, brother.
Especially
I got
inside,
a guard,
right?
I got a tackle right here. Yeah, so
that ain't happening.
There's people around you, and I'm with you. He has not put himself in the forefront like I had anticipated.
Now maybe.
But the other Georgia guys have looked very good.
Oh yes. Oh hell yeah.
Brinson's looked better than I expected him to. You want to talk about somebody they've moved up and down the line? Yeah, I didn't think that you'd be seeing him at a 5 tech, but they put him on outside, and it seemed to be interesting. They seemed to work a little bit. Stackhouse is looking more and more like he is on the team, and totally he's going to be a factor. But yeah, Devontae Wyatt, I've been one of the biggest guys in the fan club, and it has not looked great to start.
Maybe at this point, 4 years in, he's a vet, doesn't want to, blow it all in preseason, doesn't want to completely, go all out for training camp practices. I'm not saying I condone it, but maybe that's it. And we get there week 1 and he's blowing past fools. I mean, hopefully.
I sure hope so.
But man, it hasn't been anything like that so far.
And what you described is there's also that's the unique spot that the Packers are in, where there's a lot of guys that are feeling like vets, like, hey, man, I'm year 4 into this thing. I know what to do here. I know what I got here. And they're like, yeah, we don't know what we got exactly there. Yeah. So we would like to see a little bit more. That's the juxtaposition as to where they're at with so many guys going into a contract year.
Yeah. Stackhouse is fun though, man. I'm so excited by him. That 4th down play that he helped blow up in the Jets game, that's just like a sliver of what we've seen at practice. Like each and every day, he makes a handful of plays across the line of scrimmage or completely neutralizes whoever's trying to block him. And the back has to either find another way around or the quarterback has to escape the pocket because he can't step up. Like, man, I'm not, long way to go, rookie. I get it, but I'm excited by Nazir Stackhouse.
There was one stretch outside zone to the right. I don't know if you're thinking of the same play, but like I'm looking, I'm like, oh, Stag, you can't get washed down that way. Go back and watch it. Linebacker, who the center guard combo is working to,
right,
flies over the top, and they're like, well, we're just going to keep pushing this 300-some pounder because it's the only thing we can do. And the back cuts behind him. I'm like, oh, that we got to lock that up. Next play is the 4th down. I'm like, nope. You do what you did on the 4th down, and we will figure out. We will work with the guys behind you to make you right in that equation. He really has. He showed out every day at practice. And
very much agreed.
You and I were both sitting here after the draft, and I was always excited to hop on with you on the chat after. We're like, this dude made it to the end of the draft.
He's an undrafted free agent.
They drafted the other Georgia guy instead of him, and then you get both of them, and could not be happier with what that pairing looks like they're going to be able to do.
I am absolutely down with it. And then you kick it out to edge, man. Lucas Van Ness, welcome to the party. I'm not ready to say he's arrived. I'm not ready to say he's figured it out, but welcome to the party.
You saying 10 sacks?
Okay, slow down. Let's just slow down. If he can stumble into like 7, I'll be ecstatic.
I'll be happy with it. But you know what? Again, it's not the sexy thing. It's not why you pay defensive ends and outside linebackers.
Right.
Dude sets a legit edge.
And
Saturday night there was a great one and shed to it.
Here's the thing. He's not only set it, we've had dudes who set it and then the back just runs inside and is up the sideline, right? He set it and he's shedding and making tackles or being in on the tackle. Like, thank you. Like I said, welcome to the party.
Yes.
Like, boy, it's fun watching him play the position at this moment. Like, and I never thought I'd say that coming into after what we saw these first 2 years. But he's you talk about, like, he's on the precipice of figuring it out. And that's exciting.
And he also, again, like, I know people laugh at the cliche of this guy loves football.
It seems true, though. It does seem true, though.
It does seem like it matters to him, right? Like, and again, it's not like this should matter to everybody. This is your profession. It's the greatest one you can possibly have, but everybody attacks it differently.
Yep.
It happens in every building across for a tale as old as time. There's always been a guy that had less talent that made more out of it than somebody
worked harder,
else.
Loved it more, cared more about it. Yep, no doubt.
Lucas Van Ness has been blessed with the gifts, but it also appears that, and maybe he found a little bit of that when you get questioned to it.
Right.
But you can tell he's taken it to heart. And Rashawn Gary tries and cares about it as much as any human being I think we've ever watched.
Ever, yes.
Even though people don't necessarily see it in the production side, he lives this shit. Yes. And
in a big way.
I think that has kind of rubbed off, and hopefully that tandem can, again, I'm not saying both of them are going to be double-digit sacks, guys, like what you said. But if they combine for 18 nags, 16 to 18 sacks.
I mean, can we have a season where Rashawn Gary has double-digit sacks for the first time in his career?
But like those two guys are close to 20 together. You're a top 10 defense, and the way you stop the run, good luck being able to move the ball that consistently against them.
And then you talk about, you kick it out, we're talking about the edges. I mean, let's give it up for Baron Sorrell, who is certainly taking advantage of the opportunities. I mean, from Saturday night, but even before that, at practices, I think this is a kid who's going to contribute. And I was not entirely sure that was going to be the case when they drafted him. Like, I thought maybe not a redshirt year, but certainly a guy who's going to take some time.
After the first week and a half, I thought redshirt year, though. Yeah.
Right? Like, over the course of the last I want to say 5 practices or so, including the preseason game, he's starting to show up. Now, doesn't mean anything yet. Like, he's got to get in the rotation in a regular season game, but he's starting to show up each and every day, each and every series. He's doing something to make you turn your head and go, is that Sorrell again? Like, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, and once you know who he is, you recognize who he is.
Yes, right.
He's a big son of a gun.
He's a big dude. No,
and I mean, like, again, I know maybe I take too much to the look the part, get off the bus guy. He gets off the bus within the first 3.
Right.
Like, we're sending 99 off, and I don't know how much he's going to play, but he's going to be one of the first get off the bus guys. And again, somebody that seems to, in that room, live it. Like, I've thought the quote from Gutekunst talking about him on draft day was one of my favorites, where he's like, everybody we talked to from Texas.
Yes.
We asked, who do you want to bring?
Yep.
I'd bring Baron Sorrell.
Yep.
And that's not if I'm in a dark alley, who's going to get me out of it? No, it's who right. on a day when it blows to be out there, who's going to have fun? Who's going to bring energy? Who's going to be the same guy every day? And it sounds like that's more and more of Sorrell. And I'm with you. Like, he flashed in the game more than he has at all in practice to me. And I think there's reps there. The third and fourth pass rusher.
They're there to be had. They're there to be had.
They put in a guy in Brenton Cox and Aaron Mosby, 2 dudes last year that we didn't know were going to make the team, and they were the third and fourth guy later into the year.
Now we'll see. We'll see.
There's a chance there.
We got a new coach. We got a new D-line coach. We'll see what he feels about rotations, right? I mean, that was one of my complaints last year. He's got an edge to him, too. Yeah. Covington?
Oh, yeah. Covington's fun to watch.
Well, and that was kind of one of my complaints last year. It's like you've got Rashawn Gary playing 65% of the snaps on the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think every other top 10 pass rusher, as far as what they're being paid, is playing at least 70, if not 75% of the snaps.
I was going to say 75 is like the high end of it, but that's still, I mean, put it at what, 10 plays a game?
Get him on the field.
10 plays a game, yeah.
Let him play football. That's my thing. Can we let him play, please?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Kuhn last year when we were doing the show, he would always be saying that. Like, how do you know if he can if you don't let him?
He's not out there.
Yeah, it's hard to.
It just drives me. That kind of drove me nuts. Okay, I got the linebackers for you. You ready?
Let me hear it.
All right, we got Edrin Cooper, obviously.
Done.
We got Quay Walker.
Done.
Of course. We got Tyron Hopper.
Done. Yes.
And then it's a jumble, and I'm not quite so sure.
Oh.
Because I know they paid Isaiah McDuffie. But I don't know that he's had the best summer. Mm-hmm. Certainly was up and down in the preseason game. Isaiah Simmons, I mean, the book has been read. He looked great in shorts.
Yeah.
He looked fine and active when the pads came on, but there still was no live work. And the moment things became live and actual tackling was involved, he looked like a chicken with his head cut off. Throwing himself at ball carriers' feet. Completely out of position at times. Like
the end zone cam of the Andrew Beck catch was tough.
God almighty. I mean,
that was a tough
Lord.
Scene.
So I've got those 3 for sure. But then, Isaiah McDuffie probably. But then what about Christian Welch? We can't cut him again. Like, he has to stick. Like, just for his special teams work alone, that stick he has covering that first punt, that's why he should be on the team.
He started tackling him at the shoulder pads.
Want him on the team.
The hip, went to the right ankle, and he was going to hog roll
and twist it
over.
Right, exactly.
He tried to snap that guy's ankle. He's like, "You are not getting
away from me."
Man, like he was hog wrestling in Iona. Just phenomenal. But Nags, I'm so there with you. But I don't know what else. Like last year, we're doing Packers OT.
I know.
And almost every day, I'm like, there's no chance you can cut him. Like he's made multiple plays every single time. I don't know what
you're talking about last preseason, right? Last summer,
last preseason,
right?
Welch was my favorite guy on the team.
Yep.
And for him to then get cut, it's like I don't know what else you got to do. And then for him to come back this year after they already signed McDuffie and bring in multiple guys who presumably are going to be ahead of him. I'm like, the guy wants to be a Packer.
Here's my point. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Tough. Because this is my point. Watch him from scrimmage. Watch what he did last year from scrimmage in these preseason games, and then go watch him Saturday night. Like, he's not great, but he certainly can play the position, knows the defense, is assignment sure. Like, I want that guy on my team. I want a guy who excels on teams, and then in case of emergency, break glass, there he can go run from scrimmage for you. Like, I way prefer that than either Isaiah McDuffie or Isaiah Simmons.
And I'm holding out a little bit more on McDuffie because I think we've seen him play sure-handed, sound football. But to your point, it's what have you done for me lately? And the summer has not been great.
It's just not, yeah.
But do I want somebody who I know who has the best chance to be Eric Wilson?
Right. Yep. To me, that's Christian Welch.
And it probably is Welch. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yep. Somebody who is on teams who's going to make the play that potentially saves your season.
Right.
I'm going to bet on Welch. I don't know that he's a massive odds-on favorite, but I'll bet take my chances 100%. There. Yep.
Okay, then let's kick it out to corner, where our guy Nate Hobbs has been on the sideline for the majority of camp because he couldn't stop hitting people.
I was going to say, is this an in-school suspension for Nate Hobbs? As somebody that knows what that looks like.
I mean, look, I'll tell you this. For anybody who wasn't out there at Ray Nitschke Field when the pads came on and Nate Hobbs was still going. I love this guy. I fucking love this guy. I want 10 more Nate Hobbs on this team. Like, dog, the head coach in front of the whole world said, oh, yeah, he's got to stop doing that. And then he went back out there and kept doing it.
Yeah, said, Coach, I'll handle this.
I just want more of him. You talk about the lack of physicality on Saturday night, right? And that was the glaring thing between the Jets and the Packers is, man, Nate Hobbs wants to hit you. He wants that part of the physical aspect of the game of football in a way that most Packers don't.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, I want more of that.
And it looks like an edge that corner room could definitely use. Like Harrington Valentine, I think he wants to be that guy. I do think he wants to be that guy.
But he up though because of
but he knows he's maybe not. Right. But he likes that energy. He wants to be about it. But he does have a little subtlety to like, I'll let them do it. Like. Right. I don't know how many more glasses at Banky's LaFleur would have had to really give you the tea on it, but like you could tell he was hot when all of a sudden, my man's walking back barefooted and shirtless from practice after getting kicked out. He's like, "What up? I'm gonna come out here and just lay the wood tomorrow." I don't know they don't know who they're talking to. They don't know who they're talking to slow him down.
This is Nate Hobbs you're talking to.
Yeah, like, Nate Hobbs, damn it. All right, I'm going to come out here and hit some people.
Oh, you talk about wait, real quick. You talk about the physicality of the position and taking to it and exhibiting it. How about Bo Melton?
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say.
Bo
rubbing off.
Melton.
So much for a bit player, huh? Like, I mean, that felt like that felt like the handoff to, we really love this guy. We're going to try to find a way to make it a nice way out. Right. And instead he's like, I know you guys want me on special teams, but you're going to need me on this defense.
Yes.
That's impressive stuff. And, but this is the part, Nags, that I think in baseball, we assume that everybody, even if you're the shortstop, you probably played outfield before.
Right.
Like you probably at some point
someone's been stuck out there at some point. Right. Yeah.
At some point in his life, Bo Melton was the best athlete anyone had ever seen. If you're playing in the NFL, there was somebody in youth football that said, that son of a bitch is awesome.
We're good.
He never comes off the field. Right. He stands out there after when your offense is done. He stands out there and waits for all the other 10 players to come. And then he goes and lines up at corner. He's played corner before. He knows kind of what it looks like. It's not fully new. But doing it at the NFL level and that kind of competitiveness,
it's impressive.
It is really, really impressive to see how he's taken to the position and seemingly taken to the coaching, because Hafley is always over there, and it seems like he's a sponge. This is also where, and I wanted to get your take on this, like Saban coached DBs.
Yes, he did.
You were not going to get more out of an Alabama corner when they got to the NFL. Good luck.
Yep.
All right. Greatest of all time was his position coach. I'm not saying Jeff Hafley's the greatest of all time.
No,
but I think as a DC, knowing and learning the why, seeing somebody that has an interest in you and being there every single day to try to help you learn more and more about it, I think that's a massive leg up for him having Hafley as the position coach.
Couldn't agree more. The fact that, there's that was a great moment last summer. It didn't happen this year, but where it was one of the light practices where there was no public in the stands, and they were just doing warm-up stuff, and Hafley came over to the defensive back group, to the corner group, and essentially took over as the position coach for just the start of practice. And just the teaching, his passion for it, like there's a direct line there from Hafley's obvious history as a defensive backs coach to now as a defensive coordinator, still wanting to get his hands on him, right?
Yeah.
Like it's infectious almost, like how passionate he is about that position in that group. No doubt about it.
You can tell that he's in a lot of those meetings because, like you just mentioned, it seems like there is like an in-sync deal with him and Ainsley. Like, okay, you know what you're talking about. I'm gonna sit back here. However, I'm in this meeting room, so I'm gonna jump in here real quick. I'm gonna let you. But that takes a good relationship that those two have. Like, there's not this son of a gun's coming in here and telling me how to run my room. Like,
my room. It's my room.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any of that. I'm very bullish on Hafley into year 2. I was just on with a Colts station talking about it, and they're like, what kind of defense are they running? I'm like, well, it's talented, it's young, but it is damn aggressive because Hafley's not going to sit around. If his guys aren't going to get pressure, I'm going to find a way to manufacture some. I don't want to leave my guys out on an island in the back end. But we're going to find a way to put some heat on you and stress you.
Here's a question for you. Now, if you are there last day, cut down to 53, and up on the board are 3 dudes. We got Kalen King, we got Micah Robinson, and we got Corey Ballantyne. And the argument is you can only keep one. Where are you headed?
I'm going to keep Kalen King. I think his coverage ability at the core of what you're doing, I think, is the best out of those 3. I would totally understand the Ballantyne has been there, the devil you know against the devil you don't know kind of thing. And Micah Robinson's got has a little bit of an uphill climb there. However, I think he's looked good in some camp.
Had a really good camp. Yes, I think he's looked very, very good. But I'm with you. I think just because, look, what happened last year, like there's 7th round pick, gets on the practice squad for the majority of the year, called up a couple times, and now you get that next step, right? I think King's had a very good camp. And again, you're talking about the physicality. You're talking about Hobbs laying the wood. King has been no slouch in that regard, through most of this camp. So
that one screen that he blew up, was that a wide receiver screen or a running back screen?
Yes, it was a wide receiver screen where he legit read it so well that he arrived right when the ball did and absolutely blew up the play. It's such a good play.
It's fun when when I'm live during these practices because, like, listen, I can see it, but I can't always comprehend. I don't always know exactly what's going on. But then when you see something happen in real time and the pop of the stands, it makes for fun stuff.
So good.
That one right there, everyone on the air goes, whoa, something just happened there. Something just happened there, Billy. What was that?
Oh, I love it. And then finally, let's look at safeties. And we're not doing special teamers because we all know what's going to happen there. We'll talk about safeties, though, because we obviously mentioned Xavier McKinney at the top there. Evan Williams, Javon Bullard, I don't think this is much of a competition. I think they keep rolling these guys out there somewhat interchangeably now, especially because Xavier's on the sideline. Obviously, I think more often than not, you've seen Javon Bullard and Evan Williams as your 2 high safeties. But I think once things are real, we're going to have Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams as your safeties, so to speak. And then Bullard's going to be in and out as your slot, as one of your slots, depending on the offense you're facing, the matchups and things like that. But then it's interesting to me because obviously Zane Anderson suffered the knee injury during the Jets game. Who knows how long he'll be out. I think Kitano Ladapo has come on. I don't think he had a very good start to camp, but I think he's come on over the course of the last week or so. But, man, I'm telling you, Omar Brown, especially now that Zane Anderson is out for a bit of time and you got Xavier McKinney on the sideline, like, Omar's had a real good summer.
Yeah, he has.
And he's taking advantage. We've talked a lot about taking advantage of opportunities. He's done that every moment of this camp, to my eyes. So this stretch here, this next 10 days or so, he could really stake a claim for kind of latching on here. And I think it's still a bit of a long shot. Obviously, it's about how he performs on special teams, how many special teams units he can get on. But from scrimmage, he looks legit.
Yeah, he's got to continue to stress, right? Like, he's got to continue to stress them making that decision. Like, I'm with you. He's got he's got a ways to go. I think the other guys have a leg up on him.
Yes.
Agreed. But he has played better, in my humble opinion, than those guys consistently. Like, even on the game field and waiting on family night, notwithstanding, I think all the time on the practice field, he has flashed more times than 27, definitely.
Yeah,
and There's also how the team reacts. Again, I'm a big vibes guy. How the team reacts to you making plays. Omar Brown does get a different pop from the sidelines.
There's a big pop, no doubt about it. They're rooting for him. They're definitely rooting for him. No question about it.
And I think when you get into the next 5 months of trying to make this 2025 season what you have, you got to have guys that everyone buys into, loves, and wants to see succeed. And like it's a schmaltzy part of football.
You want to play with and for, yeah. 100%.
You got to play for each other, and it seems like Omar Brown's somebody that everybody likes playing for.
Absolutely love it. You know what? I like playing for you on Carry the G Radio, and we're going to be doing that in a couple weeks. How crazy is that?
It's wild to think that I just got the text saying landed, and then all of a sudden you're already gone. And there's two public practices left.
I know, right?
There's 2 public practices.
Why do you think I leave? Because now it's like they're so like I see everything I need to see in that 2 weeks.
You also left because it wasn't going to get better than that digital asset you put out.
What?
Did that get 8?
I don't.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift dropping the album. Right. Nagler posted a picture with the beat guys and the head coach.
Right.
I did
180
million views for each one. I think that one's breaking the internet.
Can I be dead honest? Like I only invited, and this is so deep in the pod, no one will hear this, so I can be totally honest.
Tyler's the only one hearing any of this.
No, Tyler didn't get into this. Come on, Tyler will clip something for the first 5 minutes and then call it a day.
Yeah. He's got school to do.
This is very, very true. I was at Jim's place in Appleton watching the Brewers. I want to say like 4 or 5 beers in at this point.
Smart.
And I'm thinking, you know what? The get-togethers the next night. It's my last night in Appleton. I'd already been to Cleo's, had an old-fashioned there. So I'm feeling pretty good, right? And I thought, you know what? I should invite Matt. I should invite LaFleur. Like, I know he's not going to come.
Yeah, but throw it out there to him.
So I text him. I'm like, yeah, we do this every year. We're having it tomorrow night. And you know how you hit send and you're like, okay, he'll get back to me like probably tomorrow morning and say he can't make it or whatever. Text me back instantly. What time? He's like, who's going to be there? I told him. He was like, cool. And then he showed up. I completely showed up.
Did you prep anybody like that was there saying, hey, by the way?
No, because I didn't want anybody to A, freak out, but B, and I did tell people as soon as he walked in the door, everything is off the record. Like, that's the whole point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because to me, it's the old, like Lombardi used to do this, right? Lombardi used to have the beat over to his place.
Yeah.
For cocktails every Friday, right? Not every Friday, but lots of weekends going into the weekend. Bill Parcells back in the day. Yeah, there's this great story in Sports Illustrated where he used to have lunch with the beat writers every Tuesday. And he would walk in and more often than not, he would say, what are you commies writing about today?
Something ridiculous.
And they would have like an hour-long conversation that was completely off the record, but it allowed the beat to work from a place of knowledge. Like you could know things and you couldn't report them, but you would know certain stuff that, the team doesn't want public, but you could work from a place where, I know they're doing this because XYZ, or I know this player is struggling because he's dealing with XYZ.
Yeah.
And it's like, that just helps the beat. So I'm a champion of the beat. Beat writers get so much shit. The Packers beat is no different. Like people, these guys suck. They don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. I'm a champion of the beat. I think they do amazing work, and I want to help, and that's how I was trying to help.
Well, you help significantly. There's a part of it that in today's day and age, we are so predisposed to think that people are always out to get us.
Yes.
Mostly people are here to help, especially when it is talking to like both are talking to the same person. Matt LaFleur does want his football team to resemble and motivate and entertain the fan base. The beat is there to entertain the fan base and to give the fans a little bit more insight into where you're at. And listen, the beat is so hilarious up in Green Bay of like, generally speaking, my man Armin wants a documentary made of the beat in Green Bay because it's like, it's all this camaraderie and everyone helps each other. And I'm like, no, more than anything, everyone's a real human. Everyone's like a real dude. And that shows a little bit of realness to say, hey, we've been out here working.
Yeah.
Nothing better than a nice cold
drink. I will say, I do kind of miss the day when there was a little bit more competition on the beat. Like back when the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel and the Green Bay Press Gazette would throw down.
And the
like
guy giving
West
out
Side
the footballs
Story,
were in there.
Yeah, but they, there was a legit kind of desire to push yourself because you had to beat that other kind of group.
Yeah.
Without that, like once Gannett owned them both, they just the fire kind of got lost. And I still think, like I said, I think they do great work, but that's why that's why CHTV exists, to keep these guys honest and keep them pushing.
Well, you're doing a damn good job of it. You're doing a damn good job of it. Keep motivating, keep pushing them.
That's the idea. The other idea is to talk Packers with you every week, every Tuesday during the season. I'd Carry the G Radio at 97.3 The Game, which I believe is going to kick off. We're not quite sure yet, but I believe it's going to kick off after Labor Day. That's the hope.
Can't wait for it.
That's the
Cannot wait for it.
It's going to be great.
We are too lucky to be able to do this, dude. Thanks for having me as always.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the time. I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. And, stay safe. I know you're traveling, I believe, over Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you when you get back.
Hey, I'll try not to have too many drinks in around the world. Your youngin would love the trip that we're about to have at the end of the
hell yes. Yeah. There you go. Have a great time, and I'll talk to you soon. Go Pack.
See you, buddy.